Hi guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about how water mixes in an estuary. Don't know what an estuary is? Don't worry. It's just a fancy term for when the river mixes with the sea. I went out to Everett's Snohomish River estuary. Estuaries are incredibly biodiverse places with many different species. Having binoculars is very helpful when exploring an estuary. To demonstrate how saltwater and freshwater mix in an estuary, I will be doing a little experiment with saltwater and freshwater. I'm going to add a little bit of salt to this glass and shake it up. It's super windy out. Hopefully none of this will spill and or break. But here I've mixed my salt water up, and we're gonna put some green food dye in this. Put some blue food coloring in our fresh water. Here it is, freshwater, saltwater, lake, ocean. All right, 1, 2, 3, mix. Whoa. But eventually, the fresh water settles on top of the denser salt water. Salt wedge. This is the most stratified type of estuary where river discharge is powerful and tidal currents from the ocean are weak. On the opposite hand, a vertically mixed estuary is the least stratified type of mixing and occurs with low river flow and strong tidal currents. A fjord estuary are long, narrow valleys with steep banks caused by glaciers. They experience very little tidal mixing, which means they remain highly stratified. Slightly stratified estuary are partially mixed estuaries where the bottom layers remain salty and upper layers are still fresh. Lastly, a freshwater estuary is where rivers meets lakes, such as the Great Lakes. In the mixing of these waters, there are several different factors at play. First off, we have the speed and direction of the wind across the water. Second off, we have the tidal range between low tide and high tide. Third, we have the shape of the estuary. And fourth, and one of the most important, is the flow rate of the river into the ocean. Another interesting fact about estuary is there is the possibility of creating energy with the haloclines present in the water. The mixing of freshwater and saltwater is potential for mechanical work, and this can be transformed into electricity with the use of a double electrode capacitor.